All right, so back here at the answer plot doing a follow-up on our planting date demo for our soybeans. So you can see the sign here beside me. What we've got going on here at this plot, or this demo, is we planted 2 different varieties, split this demonstration halfway through the back. The back half is one variety, the front half is another variety. We did 3 different planting population treatments, so we got 120, 150, 165,000 plants, and then we had 2 different planting dates, about 3 weeks apart or so here. Here on the right side of the sign is the later planted beans. Same thing with the 3 different populations. So this field got hailed a couple weeks ago, beat it up pretty bad, stripped up a lot of lower leaves, did some damage, but I wanted to look at this, see how the staging has come along and what we've got here. So I pulled a few plants here out of both populations, or both planting dates, and let's see what they look like. So defining a plant, our 5 soybeans are defined as a 1 pod on the upper foremost nodes with fully developed leaves that has a bean inside of it that's an eighth of an inch long. So we've got 1 node here going down on the main stem, 2, 3, 4. So if we get down here to the 4th node with a fully developed leaf on it, the wind's playing havoc here. But we've got some pods here that are pretty big. So I've already pulled a pod apart, and let's take a look at that pod. So here, inside this pod is a bean, and you can see that bean on my seed depth tool here. Those are 1/4 inch marks. That pod, that bean, is about half the way between those 1/4 inch marks. So we've got an 1/8 of an inch bean here. So we're gonna call this early planted stuff R5 soybeans, okay? And so if we move over here to the late planted soybeans, I did the same thing, pulled plants here and got to looking at them. So if we look at this bean, this plant right here, the main stem that I got in my hand, we've got, technically those are fully developed leaves right here. They're unrolled, margins aren't touching, if the wind would quit blowing around. So 1, 2, 3 right here, 4. We barely have pods developed there, and they don't have any seeds inside of them. We get down here to the 5th node, and we've got a pod that does have some seeds inside, but technically we're not an R5 bean because top 4 nodes don't have a pod in there. So we're maybe a stage ahead here with those early planted beans versus the late planted. So there's an update. We'll follow this through and see what we come up with for development and yield potential later in the year.